Hi everyone, my name is Iben and welcome to a brand new mini episode of Koali Zoo, and as the title has suggested, this is a mini episode about the new Oceania Pack. It's a mini episode because I don't have a lot of time. I have a very busy schedule at the moment, so busy that I probably won't have an intro or an outro in this video, and I also didn't have time to ask Rudi or the lady to join me during this recording. I'm literally recording this between the soup and the potatoes, as I would say in Flemish. But yeah, we are in Koali and we have decided to add a island area or an Oceania area where a part of our cat and dog area would be. The idea would be that the remaining area will have a bunch of island species, and the first and only exhibit that I was able to do is a Tasmanian Devil exhibit. And let's go and take a look at it. I do think that I'm still going to put a fence up here, but again, I didn't have a lot of time. But yeah, there it is. There's one of the first Tasmanian Devils right over there. This exhibit is mostly inspired by the one at Plankendaal, which is a zoo in Belgium that I've recently visited. Oh, there's another one. And these animals really thrive in these kinds of very lush exhibits, even in colder areas such as Belgium compared to the area where we are right now in this zoo. They have very lush exhibits, and one of the things that they always have are these trails where they always run, and I think I could even make them slightly thinner. But I'm quite happy with the result. The pack is absolutely amazing. It comes with a bunch of new foliage pieces that you can see here. There's a new cabbage palm. There are new tree ferns that are really cool. There are a bunch of tropical grasses. And of course, there's the incredible Tasmanian Devil. This is one of those animals that I've been wanting for a very long while. And I think Frontier did an excellent job at getting these in game and getting, as you can see, getting the walking and the running animation correct, because that's one of the things that they do constantly. They're always running around in their exhibit constantly, everywhere. Yeah, look, see, I really didn't have time to finish things up, but yeah, this is the kind of exhibit that I had in mind. A smaller area over here that creates a kind of funnel effect, and hopefully later on we'll have a different animal over here as well, so that you have a kind of cross viewing with different species. Maybe we can actually put the flying fox in there, because I did put a sign up to meet our flying foxes, so as a way that once you're here, because this is still the cats and dogs area, once you're here you have an idea of how to get to specific areas in the zoo. This is all that I've been able to do. Again, it's been a very busy time. I'm going to get out of guest mode for a second so that we can zoom out a bit. And this is the exhibit. I am really happy with the results. I feel like this is not something that we could have built in the past few years. Now, since the tropical pack and since this pack, we have so much more tropical foliage. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, this is what I've been able to build. And again, I feel like I'm constantly apologizing, but I really am quite busy. So I'm very sorry that I can't do the usual bigger builds that you are used to see from me. But what we're going to do for the remaining part of this video is simply take a look at some of the cooler pieces that I personally like a lot. The ones that I think are really interesting to use. And I promise that in the next few weeks there will be a new Koali episode that isn't going to be a mini episode, but that's going to be a full-on episode, and hopefully this will that will fill in a big part of the zoo. So yeah, let's take a look. This says cheetahs, but I'm not sure if we're still going to do that. Let's take a look at The pieces, this is a very large zoo, so don't mind the delay. As always, we have these animal signs in the typical style. They are amazing, and I'm very happy that they are very consistent about that. They've been doing that for so long, and I really appreciate it. But one of the most important parts of this set is all kinds of driftwood pieces. So we've got this driftwood door, and then if you flip it around, you get a nice texture. We've got the same for windows, so it's really cool. But there's an entire set of logs that can be turned into a single color. I'm just gonna use blue for now. So you have an entire new set of logs that you can use in everything that you want, because they come in all kinds of sizes and thickness. So that's really, really cool. So this is one of the biggest things for me about the new DLC. I'll turn around so that it's that we get the shadows correctly. Is these new driftwood pieces. They do have a kind of painty vibe, but I think with the right colors that is not as noticeable. One of the other cool things is this oil drum barrel. I really love that. I also love these lays. These are really, really cool. But one of the coolest things, in my opinion, are these net pieces. So keep in mind, this net piece is not traversable, so you can't really use it for functional monkey climbing frames, but it's cool enough to see, and hopefully you can use it for anything you want. But what I like the most is this piece, which is a simple net piece with a slight curve. And so many zoos have these kinds of fences all over their areas, so I'm so happy to finally have this kind of piece in the game. And the coolest thing, of course, is that it's flexicolor. And I currently have an autosave. There we go. It's completely flexicolor. There are a bunch of these pieces in all shapes and sizes. There's also this cool piece, which is a oceanic rock wall piece, and you can change all kinds of colors depending on what you want and what you like. On top of that, these new rope coils are really, really cool. You've got so many different sizes, and yes, I've already made wheels out of these. I couldn't resist the temptation, and of course they are flexicolor as well, so that's really cool. This rope knot as well is going to be super useful, and I can already see a lot of people doing really cool stuff with it. On top of that, we have these skirts that are made of thatch or made out of leaves. Unfortunately, the thatch is not flexicolor. It's kind of a shame. I really wanted flexicolor thatch, and we've gotten 2 thatch sets in this DLC in this year, and none of them are flexicolor, so that's a bit of a bummer, but it looks really cool. And now we have like 4 thatch roof sets in this entire game if you have all the DLC, and they are really, really usable. Other than that, there's a bunch of these cool pieces that are trims and are used for decorations. There's this cool plinth piece that probably tons of different things can be done with. And then we have the panels set, which is made out of woven bark, which is really, really cool as well. And as always, it is hyper flexible in colors as well. You can do so many cool things with it. As I said, I don't have much time left, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up. First of all, thank you so much for watching this already. I know this is not the usual Koali episode that you're used to seeing, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And I'm going to go back over here to our Tasmanian Devils and take a look at one real close, because it's just such a cool animal. And I think in general, this pack comes with a really cool selections of animals. The Tasmanian Devil is really, really beautiful. It's really well done. It does do the yawning thing where it stretches its mouth really, really big. I really love how the kiwi looks. I really love how the quokka looks. Even though I was more of I wish we had a tree kangaroo. Instead, I was a big fan of the quokka as well. And I actually also was a really big fan of the flying fox. I always wanted a flying fox in the game. I think I wanted that even more than the fruit bat. And I was hoping that we would get one day. And I'm really glad to see that. So for me personally, I'd say that this pack is one of the better packs. And I think there is so much to this pack that people will enjoy. Would I put it in my list of essential packs? And with that I mean the ones that you need to get right away if you want to get started with building zoos. I wouldn't do that, only by a slight margin, and it's mostly because the animals that we have in this pack are really, really focused on Oceania and are of course only a small part of the world. And I think that other scenery sets are probably more useful than this one. But that being said, that doesn't mean that it's not a ranking as in, it's not good. No, I think once you have a bunch of the essential packs like Europe, tropical, Africa, grasslands, once you have those, this is one of the first ones that I would suggest to branch out and look at other kinds of there we go to look at other kinds of packs. Like once you have a bunch of the essentials, this is a pack to get if you want to branch out and if you want to have some other cool stuff. And I think this is the first one that I would suggest. I like Australia and I like the other packs that I put in the buy first list. But I think this one is simply the best. It has so many cool pieces, so many cool animals. The quality of the animals is really, really good. And I suggest if you, up until now, have gotten the majority of or all of the DLCs in Planet Zoo, don't hesitate, buy this one. You won't regret it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I'm really sorry that it's not the usual kind of Koali content. I know that I'm apologizing a lot, but it's just, I wish that I would have had more time to do the usual thing. But I hope this is good enough for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you back in a Koali episode in a few weeks. Bye everyone!